Last Tuesday, my 5-year-old great-granddaughter Sarah came to visit. She watched me struggle to get up from my favorite armchair, the one I've sat in for nearly 4 decades. As I grimaced and pushed myself up with both hands, she looked at me with those innocent blue eyes and said, "Grandpa Doc, why do you make that funny face when you stand up? Is it because you're so old your bones are turning into wood?" Out of the mouths of babes, as they say. Her words hit me like a bucket of cold water. Not because they were mean, children simply speak the truth they see. But because I realized that despite being a physician for over 6 decades, I was allowing myself to physically deteriorate in ways I would never permit for my patients. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how many of you watching this video might be experiencing the same thing. The gradual surrender to stiffness, the quiet acceptance of pain, the slow retreat from activities you once loved, all because your body doesn't move the way it used to. I'm Dr. Harold Winters. I'm 91 years old and I've been practicing medicine since 1958. That's 67 years of helping people just like you. I specialized in geriatric medicine for the last 4 decades because I wanted to help people enjoy their golden years, not just endure them. And now, as I live through my own 9th decade, I'm experiencing everything I've been treating in others. The difference is, I know what works and what doesn't. And more importantly, I know what can actually harm you when done incorrectly. When I turned 85, I noticed something alarming in my practice. More seniors were coming in with injuries, not from falls or accidents, but from exercises they found, online or in magazines. Well-intentioned movements that were actually making their conditions worse, hip flexors torn from improper stretching, shoulders damaged from weights lifted at wrong angles, balance issues exacerbated by exercises that should have helped. Martha, an 82-year-old patient of mine, came in last month with tears in her eyes. "I feel so useless," she told me. "My daughter bought me that new exercise program for seniors, but I can't even do the first 10 minutes without feeling like I might break something." She lowered her voice to a whisper. "I told her I do it every day, but the DVD is still in its wrapper. I'm too ashamed to tell her I can't manage it." Then, there's Robert, 78, who tried following a gentle yoga for seniors video. He ended up with a compressed disc because the instructor, likely in her 30s, had no understanding of osteoporotic spines. Robert didn't come to me until the pain was unbearable. "I thought it was supposed to hurt," he admitted. "No pain, so no gain. Isn't that what they say?" And Margaret, 88, who lives alone in her daughter's basement apartment. She stopped going upstairs for family dinners because her knees hurt too much after trying squats that were far too deep for her current abilities. Her family thinks she's becoming antisocial. The truth? She's isolated herself out of physical limitation and embarrassment. I see this pattern every day in my practice. Seniors who feel left behind by fitness programs not truly designed for their bodies, who feel shame when they can't keep up, who suffer in silence rather than admit they're struggling, who sometimes do more harm than good trying to follow advice meant for younger bodies. Here's what nobody tells you about exercise after 70. Your body isn't just a weaker version of your 50-year-old self. It's fundamentally different. The way your joints articulate, how your muscles respond to stress, the time needed for recovery, all of these change in ways most fitness experts never address. You've probably been told you're just getting old when you mention stiffness or pain. Maybe you've been handed a standard exercise sheet by a well-meaning but rushed doctor. Or perhaps you've tried following along with television programs where even the senior demonstrators seem to move with impossible ease. Let me tell you something important. It's not your fault. And no one has told you the whole truth before. The science of aging bodies is my life's work, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the standard exercise advice given to seniors is often incomplete at best and harmful at worst. Here's what happens. After age 70, your muscle fibers don't just weaken, they change in type. The fast-twitch fibers responsible for quick movements diminish more rapidly than slow-twitch fibers. This means the mechanisms of movement literally function differently than they did even 10 years ago. Your proprioception, the body's awareness of its position in space, becomes less accurate, making balance exercises that would be simple for a 60-year-old potentially dangerous for an 80-year-old without proper support. Your joints lose cushioning. As cartilage thins, meaning impact that once was absorbable now transfers directly to bone. And most critically, your recovery time extends dramatically. What might have taken a day to recover from at 65 might now take 5 days at 85 for traditional. Exercise programs rarely account for these realities. They might show modified versions, but seldom explain the biomechanical reasons certain movements must change with age. But here's the hopeful truth. You don't need complex routines or specialized equipment to maintain strength, balance, and mobility well into your 90s. In fact, just 4 exercises, performed correctly, can give you everything you need to maintain independence and comfort. I've developed a simple protocol based on 6 decades of medical practice and my own personal journey. These 4 movements, when done with proper form and awareness, can transform how you move through the world in as little as 7 days. The best part? You can do them at home, without special equipment, and they take less than 15 minutes a day. They're gentle on aging joints, but effective for maintaining crucial strength, and they cost absolutely nothing. I'll share these 4 movements with you momentarily, but first I must emphasize, the proper technique is absolutely crucial. The same exercise that can strengthen you when done correctly can cause injury when performed incorrectly. The devil and your safety is in the details. Let me walk you through the complete protocol I use myself and have prescribed to thousands of patients over the years. I call it the SAFE method: supported, aligned, functional exercise. Step 1. The modified chair rise. This first exercise targets your quadriceps, the large muscles in the front of your thighs that help you stand up from a seated position. This is perhaps the most functional movement for maintaining independence. Start by sitting in a sturdy chair with armrests. Place your feet flat on the floor, slightly wider than hip-width apart. This wider base gives you more stability. Your knees should be directly above your ankles, not pushed forward. Now here's where most seniors make their first mistake. Do not lean forward excessively from your waist when beginning to stand. This puts tremendous strain on your lower back. Instead, shift your weight slightly forward while keeping your back relatively straight. Place your hands on the armrests. As you begin to stand, push down through your heels, not your toes. Think of driving your feet into the ground while simultaneously pushing with your hands. Stand up completely, but do not lock your knees at the top. Keeping a microbend in the knees protects the joints. To sit back down, reach back for the armrests and lower yourself slowly by controlling the descent with your thigh muscles. Count to 4 as you lower yourself. This controlled descent is actually more beneficial than the standing portion for building strength. Begin with just 5 repetitions, with a full rest between each one. Over time, work up to 2 sets of 8. The elderly hack here is placement of a small rolled towel at the back of the seat to help you maintain proper posture throughout the movement. Also, if you have one knee that's weaker, it's perfectly acceptable to place that foot slightly forward to reduce the load on that side. This exercise works because it strengthens the exact muscles needed for independent living while training the neural pathways for proper movement patterns. The slow, controlled motion also improves proprioception, your body's position awareness, which is crucial for preventing falls. Step 2. The wall-supported calf stretch and strengthen. The next exercise focuses on ankle strength and calf flexibility, which are essential for balance and walking. Stand facing a wall about arm's length away. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height. Step 1 foot back about 12 inches, keeping that foot flat on the floor and pointed straight ahead. Your back leg should be straight, but not locked. Bend your front knee slightly while keeping your back heel down. You should feel a gentle stretch in the calf of your back leg. Hold this position for 15 seconds, breathing normally. Now, while maintaining this position, slowly rise onto the ball of your front foot, then lower. Do this 8 times with control switch legs and repeat the entire sequence. Here's where most people go wrong. They lean too far forward, putting strain on the lower back, or they rush through the movements. Remember, we're not just stretching here. We're retraining movement patterns and building strength simultaneously. The Fei, elderly hack for this exercise. If balance is a concern, place a sturdy chair to the side of your body and lightly rest one hand on it for additional support. Also, wear supportive shoes rather than doing this barefoot, as most seniors need the additional arch support. This exercise works by maintaining ankle mobility, which is often the first joint to lose range of motion with age. The controlled calf strengthens the muscles that prevent your toes from catching on carpet or uneven surfaces, a common cause of falls. By improving the blood flow to your lower extremities, you're also helping with circulation issues that plague many seniors. Step 3. The seated spinal rotation. This third exercise addresses the often neglected mobility of your spine, which is essential for everyday movements like turning to back up a car or reaching for something on a shelf. Sit on a firm chair without armrests, with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Place your hands on your shoulders, with your elbows out to the sides. This arm position helps you track how far you're rotating. Keeping your hips facing forward, gently turn your upper body to the right as far as is comfortable. Hold for a count of 2, then return to center. Repeat the movement to the left. Perform 5 rotations to each side. The critical error most seniors make is rotating from the neck rather than the thoracic spine, mid-back. This not only reduces the benefit, but can strain the delicate structures of the cervical spine. To avoid this, imagine your breastbone is a lighthouse beam that turns as one unit. The elderly hack here: if you feel any pinching or sharp pain, reduce your range of motion to where it feels comfortable. Also exhale as you rotate. This engages your deep core muscles and helps protect your spine. This exercise works because it maintains the rotational capacity of your spine, which naturally stiffens with age. By regularly moving through these controlled rotations, you're lubricating the facet joints between vertebrae and strengthening the stabilizing muscles around your spine. This translates directly to easier movement in daily activities and reduced risk of back strain. Step 4. The door frame chest opener. Our final exercise addresses the forward rounding of the shoulders and upper back that often comes with age, a posture that can restrict breathing, contribute to balance problems, and cause neck pain. Stand in an open doorway with your feet hip-width apart. Raise both arms to the sides at shoulder height, bent at 90-degree angles so your fingers point toward the ceiling. Your forearms and palms should rest against the doorframe. Gently lean forward through the doorway until you feel a comfortable stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Keep your back straight. Don't hunch forward. Hold for a count of 15, breathing deeply. Return to the starting position by pushing gently against the doorframe with your forearms. Repeat 3 times. The mistake most commonly made is pushing too far into the stretch, which can strain the front of the shoulder joint. Remember, we're not trying to achieve a dramatic stretch, just a gentle opening of the chest. The elderly hack. If standing in the doorway challenges your balance, this can be modified by sitting in a chair placed in the doorway. Also, the height of your arms can be adjusted lower if raising them to shoulder height is uncomfortable for your shoulders. This exercise works by counteracting the forward-rounded posture that develops from years of reading, using computers, or watching television. By opening the chest, you're improving breathing capacity, which enhances oxygen delivery to all tissues. You're also rebalancing the muscles of the upper back and chest, which helps prevent the dowager's hump that can develop with age. Now, let me tell you about a few people who have transformed their lives with these 4 simple exercises. Eleanor is 84 and had been a regular at my practice for years. After her husband passed away, she became increasingly isolated. Her daughter noticed she had stopped inviting friends over for their weekly card game. When asked why, Eleanor admitted it was because she couldn't get up from her low sofa when it was her turn to serve refreshments. She felt embarrassed, always needing help. I taught Eleanor the modified chair rise, and we practiced it together for just 5 minutes during her appointment. I sent her home with instructions to practice 5 repetitions 3 times a day. 2 weeks later, Eleanor called my office, her voice bright with excitement. "I hosted bridge club yesterday," she told my nurse. "When I got up to bring out the cake, my friend Ruth asked if I'd been seeing a physical therapist. I told her, no, just doing Dr. Winter's chair exercise. You should have seen their faces when I popped up without using the armrests. Eleanor later told me that this simple victory had given her the confidence to start going to the senior center again. It's not just that I can stand up better, she said. It's that I'm not afraid of being stuck or looking helpless anymore. Then there's Frank, a 92-year-old former construction worker who came to me with severe upper back pain. Years of physical labor followed by decades of reading in his retirement had left him with a pronounced forward hunch. His breathing was shallow, and he complained of feeling tired all the time. I showed Frank the door-frame chest opener, modified to match his current mobility level. His first attempts were modest. He could barely feel the stretch. But Frank was diligent. His daughter installed door-frame grips at the perfect height for him to use 3 times daily. After a month, Frank returned to my office, standing noticeably taller. His daughter had tears in her eyes when she told me, "Dad played with his great-grandson last weekend. He got down on the floor with him, something he hasn't done in years, and when it was time to get up, he managed with just a hand, on the coffee table. When I measured his breathing capacity, it had improved by nearly 20%. But the most telling change was what Frank said to me as he was leaving. "Doc, I looked in the mirror yesterday and recognized myself for the first time in years." Perhaps the most dramatic transformation came from Harriet, 79, who had severe osteoarthritis in both knees. She had been told by another physician that she just had to live with it and should avoid exercising altogether. By the time she came to me, she was using a walker and taking maximum doses of pain medication. I started Harriet on the gentlest version of all 4 exercises, with particular attention to the wall-supported calf stretch. Her progress was slow at first, and there were days she wanted to quit. But her husband John called me after the first week. "I don't know what you said to Harriet," he told me, "but whatever it is, keep saying it. She's doing those exercises every day, without me reminding her." This morning she walked to the bathroom without reaching for her walker first. She caught herself halfway there and got scared, but Doc, she did it. 3 months later, Harriet still used her walker for longer outings, but she moved around her house unassisted. Her pain medication had been reduced by half. But the moment that meant the most to her came at her granddaughter's school play. The auditorium steps were steep with no railing, she told me during her follow-up visit. "Last year, John and my son-in-law had to practically carry me up. This year, I took each step slowly, but I did it myself. My granddaughter saw me from the stage and gave me the biggest smile. Later, she said, 'Grandma, you're getting younger. That's worth more than any medicine you could prescribe.' These stories remind me every day that it's never too late to improve. Your body still responds to appropriate movement, no matter your age. Your muscles still strengthen when properly challenged. Your balance still improves when regularly practiced. And perhaps most importantly, your spirit still lifts when you discover you can do more today than you could yesterday. I'm not promising miracles. These exercises won't make you feel 50 again. What they will do is help you make the absolute most of the body you have right now. They'll help you maintain independence longer. They'll reduce your risk of falls, the #1 cause of injury in people our age. And they'll give you the confidence to keep living fully, not just cautiously, existing. Try this protocol for just 7 days. 15 minutes a day, that's all I ask. Notice how your body feels different. Pay attention to how you move through your home with greater ease. Feel the satisfaction of taking control of your health in this small but powerful way. Your family will notice the difference. Your doctor will see the improvement in your next visit, but most importantly, you will feel the change in your body, in your confidence, and in your outlook. We who have lived long enough to be called elderly have earned the right to move through our remaining years with dignity and capability. We deserve the knowledge and tools to care for these bodies that have carried us so far. I've been Dr. Harold Winters, and at 91, I'm still learning how to live better in this aging body, just like you. If this information has helped you, please consider sharing it with another senior who might benefit. Click the like button below. Subscribe to our channel for more truthful, practical advice for real seniors like us. And leave a comment letting me know which exercise you'll be trying first. Remember, my friends, our bodies may be aging, but our lives aren't over. They're just changing chapters, and with the right knowledge, you can make this chapter one of your best. Thank you for your time today. Until next week, move well, live well, and be well.